This review may contain coarse language and spoilers for the game Phantasy Star Online 2, which I've reviewed previously. I highly recommend you check out that original video first before looking at this one. So, Phantasy Star Online 2. You remember when I said I had 70 hours when I first reviewed it? Those were good times, weren't they? So obviously, an MMO like this is a perfect kind of game to talk about a review, revenge, or retrospect, or whatever I renamed the series to. We're just gonna take a step back and look at some of the things I may have forgotten to talk about, or some things that I'd like to add on to. So one thing a lot of people wanted me to talk about was the casino. And there's a reason why I didn't cover it. Who the fuck goes there? Seriously, every time I go to the casino, there's like nobody there. Well, what's the casino? It's a casino. There's games. You play games. Slots. You know slots? You know, you keep putting money in and then hope to God you get something. Slots. Casino. However, the casino does have a pretty fun mini game there where you do get to shoot shit. It's a decent time killer, and if you want to have a go at it, sure, go right ahead, but that's all it is. It's a time killer. So basically, if you like casinos, you'll like this. If you don't, you won't. Needless to say, there are a lot of fun things that you can do at the casino, along with some prizes that you can only get there. So if you want to spend some time at the slots to get a cool item for your character, well, have fun, buddy. Mags are also something I should have covered a little bit more in depth. They're little shoulder buddies that give you some stat boosts. Cool, right? You have to feed them some items, so if you got some crap on you, just give it to them. Mags have trigger actions attached to them as well, which makes it so that if there's something that happens, they'll do something. And as a finale thing, as you go through the level, you eventually start to build up this thing called a Photon Blast. Once you get a Photon Blast built up, all you gotta do is just summon it. Boom. Look at that. You get a big... Oh shit, that thing's fucking huge! And it helps you out a lot in battle, so make sure you try to keep a Photon Blast icon handy on your HUD. Another thing I'd like to recover a bit is the matter boards. I was a little wrong. It does tell you a story, sure, but it tells you a lot of different stories within it. You do get to see some interesting characters here and there in the plot, like you get to see a 75-year-old robot craftsman, which you don't really see often. There's also a character who wants to help the Arcs, but she can't use any of the photon things, so she wants to see if she can at least do something to help them out. The dates for these, though, really do jump around. Like, I talked to the robot guy first, and it was the fucking 28th. But then I go to another girl, and it's March 1st. Okay, but then I talk to a different guy, and it's February 21st. What the hell? That's the exact order I had to do it in, too, so I'm not really sure what's going on here, but whatever. Ah, here's something. Summoning partners. In the game, you'll eventually get to a point where you have to go solo on some missions, but you have to summon a partner with you. You can summon any partner that gives you their license to. If you've made any friends in the game, which you should have, you can also just summon them, too. So, you know, if they're offline and you know that they're stupid idiot butts, but you need help, so it's okay, you can just summon them. I'm just kidding, Mao. I fucking love you, man. Support partners can also be summoned at these terminals. Support partners are pretty much like another character that you made, but their main purpose is to just support you, not actually play as them. If you really want to, you can just send them out to do some client orders that you don't want to do. Well, Tomeria, have fun out there. It's gonna be great, even though you're level 1. Yep, you're excited, I can tell. Time attacks I also should have covered here. The game has a nickname for them called tacos, meaning time attack client orders. When you do these, you get to make a lot of money. Literally just do the client orders, you'll get a shitload of money. It's cool. The time attack modes, however, do not have the maps randomized. So that means there's tons of little secrets hidden out within these time attack modes, and you can find all of them. So if you want to get a great time, there you go. Find the answer to puzzles. And one thing to encourage some multiple replays here, there's no way you're gonna get a quick time on your own. You gotta bring some friends along with you too. Seriously, this guy is made of money. You really need to do his client orders. Speaking of client orders, it turns out that I was wrong about the best way to get experience from them. You do get a lot early on from these guys, but as you progress through the game, their experience amounts don't really become that high. Emergency quests take up a lot of the experience that you'll want to gain. Emergency quests are timed exclusive quests in which you do something that the game normally won't let you do. There's a lot of variety to them, and they can all be pretty much broken down into some categories. There's going around getting a lot of points. There's huge boss fights. There's going around and getting a lot of points. There's also just getting to the end of a stage. And then there's going around and getting a lot of points. Okay, there's not that much variety at the base, but there's still a lot of cool stuff that you can do with these. I mean, come on. You get to do this. This is cool. This is really, really cool. And you certainly get your money's worth when you jump into these stages. Oh boy, do you get a lot of experience and a lot of nice weapons. One thing that Phantasy Star is also littered with is tons of events. Each event always comes with a bingo card, and boy, filling out a bingo card is cool.
Bingo!
Bingo cards are just a way for you to get some new stuff that is otherwise limited to premium members only, such as a color change pass or a makeover pass. And yes, that means if you want some of these, you gotta do the bingo cards, and it's damn well worth doing them. Limited quests always come with events too. Limited quests are just quests that are available for a limited amount of time. Why did I need to tell you that? Limited quests are a lot like emergency quests in which you get a lot of experience and sometimes a lot of gold and rare weapons too. In fact, just imagining it like an emergency quest that's always active is what a limited quest is. You get some good stuff in it though, and it is damn well worth doing some of them. As I said with Phantasy Star Online 2, socialness is certainly a large aspect of it, but I think that could be argued otherwise. Maybe it's more like a Postal 2 kind of thing, in which you can go through the entirety of Postal 2 without killing anybody. I mean, you can, but you want to go postal, don't you? Yeah, there's a lot that you can do socially. In fact, there's something I forgot to talk about. Symbol arts. Symbol arts are just pictures that you can spam. And it's awesome. It's so cool. Just really, there's so much you can do socially in this game, and it's so hard to just not be social at it. I mean, look at this. We're not even playing the game and we're having fun, just talking. This is a game where being social, I would have to say, is a big part. I mean, if you don't want to do it, that's fine, but hey, you're really missing out. Like, really, you are missing out on the stuff that you can do. Like, I feel really bad for you if you don't try to contribute to this game's socialness. I mean, there's a lot of really unique things that I changed my mind. I can understand why you might not want to. Yeah, I think I can understand staying silent now. But hey, the game lets you go to anybody's room even when they're in there. There's really nothing stopping you from being a social nuisance. Also, I'm gonna take back what I said about the audio, because when it comes to this game's soundtrack, you really don't need other music. The soundtrack never does get old. Yeah, so it seems like my only criticism still is that this game is not released in the United States yet. Sega has certainly been a little bit nicer to us stupid Americans than those stupid Europeans. Originally, Americans were getting banned from the game because someone over here decided to do a DDoS to the game's servers. But as of early November, Sega decided to stop banning these IPs and start unbanning them. So Sega's decided to be a little bit more lenient. So if you want to play the game again without English patches, you're free to do so. However, it's recommended that you set up PSO2 this way. You should probably go to... And with that final step, the game is working like a charm. I'd still recommend this game. This is still a fantastic video game to play. Even if you're not into MMOs, there's a little bit of something for everyone in it. There's not really much else I could probably cover. I mean, there might be some team missions that you might want to do, or there might be this place. You can watch the intro cutscene in-game. I mean, that's cool. There's also this delicate crafting system, but it's a lot of waiting, and really, it's just better to get a rare weapon. And if you want to play this game with the most English speakers, From what I've heard, Ship 2 has the most English speakers. Who knows, you might even run into me. But heed my words, if you're playing on Ship 2, don't go to Block 20. And a chin chong nip nong to you, young lady.